Your love is what is keeping me awake. A new beginning, it won't hold up to the end. And I promise you will never be the same. You're my victim, you're my reason to live. You're my you make up my story. You're my reality. You're my obsession. You know my weakness and all the pain I've caused to you, and you love me even though I am a fool. You see my darkness, what I seek forgiveness when I come to you. I can't promise I won't break the rules. You're my victim, you're my reason to live. You're my obsession. You make up my story. You're my reality. You're my obsession. You're my victim. You're my reason to live. You're my obsession. You make up my story. You're my reality. You're my obsession. You're my victim. You're my victim. You're my victim. You're my obsession. You make up my story. You're my reality. You're my obsession.
Hello guys, welcome to my kitchen. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. I am going to be doing meal prep tonight, and I figured I'd just stream it while I'm doing it, and hopefully you guys are having a great evening. I'll probably wait a little bit, maybe get a few viewers extra. Just say hi if you're on. So I've set up my entire live stream stuff, our gear upstairs in my kitchen, and I'm actually seeing you guys on my living room TV right now. So this is a test. We're trying out a live stream of cooking. I am not good at cooking. I'm not a chef. And so if we manage to do something right now, that means you can do it too, because I am not an expert. And if I'm making mistakes, let me know. But we are going to do tonight a protein cheesecake, pineapple, General Tso, and some barbecue pulled chicken. So I'm doing all of these things that have common interest in together, and we'll try and save time by not doing one recipe and then another one and then another one. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by cooking the chicken, because I bake the chicken in the oven in batch, and with the remaining of the chicken we'll put it in the slow cooker to cook the barbecue pulled chicken, because that's like one of the easiest recipes there is. Unfortunately, I don't have the barbecue pulled chicken on my app yet, and I'll probably add it tonight. But you guys will be able to follow along with the recipe for the cheesecake on the screen. Hopefully this is legible. I've put this whole setup together in about an hour, so hopefully this is good. And anyways, let's get started. If you guys have any questions, drop the questions in the chat. Don't forget to also follow if you want to get notifications, if you're interested, if you like these streams, whatever. And you can also send tips so that I can improve the stream. But for now, let's start this cooking stream. Also, of note before we start, is this is unedited, right? There's not going to be cuts of time between the cooking time and all the stuff. So because there's different cooking times, we are going to be cooking different things for the different recipes, and we're going to try and optimize time as much as possible for these three recipes. And what we'll be starting with is setting up the chicken to cook in the oven at 450. So I've already started the oven at 450. It's not reached temperature just yet, but 450 Fahrenheit, which is about 230 Celsius. But yeah, I'll show you how I prep my chicken. I bake it with no additional oils or anything, but I do add some spices, and I'll show you how I prep it up. So in this case here, just using a baking pan, plain and simple. I will add some tin foil to it. Just don't want to get it sticky out there. And it's not even necessary to put in some cooking spray. At least I don't find it's useful, as chicken rarely stick when it's baked. This is a brand new sheet too, so there we go. Just fill this with baking sheet. Looks about right. There is some anti-adhesive on one side. Alright, so the baking sheet is ready. Oh, there's still a sticker here. They have to do this. They have to put the sticker in there so that we have to struggle to get it off, because we don't want that to cook. Alright. Hopefully sound's coming up fine, levels are coming up fine. Yeah, seems to be. Hopefully the music is not too strong either, because it would be boring without any music, to be honest. Alright, so the baking sheet is ready. Next up, we'll take out the chicken. So I purchased this. Alright, let's take this out of the fridge. From Costco, large, like boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So we've got about 2.2 kilograms here. This is It's not saying in pounds, to be honest, because we're in Canada here and we are struggling to define the right measuring system. But 2.2 kilos, you guys can make the conversion. It's a few pounds, probably 2.2 times 2.2, which would be around 4.5 pounds, more than that. Yeah, around that. 5 pounds, I say 5 pounds, all right? 5 pounds of chicken. And of course, we'll be washing our hands before handling that and then after. So what's fun with this is that when you cook a big amount of chicken, you can use it for a lot of different things. And here with the General Tso chicken, I'll be making about 10 meals. So it goes very well. All right, let's open this up. I mean, obviously you want them thawed. If you have like a meat provider or something and you're using chicken breasts from that, I don't have gloves for cooking, so I will have to try not to touch anything else. And what we want to do is we want to measure about 1.5 kilos to 1.6 kilo for the actual meal prep, and keep the rest for the barbecue pulled chicken. All right. So here we are going to put this on the scale. So 1 chicken breast. Put it on the pan. This probably be around 10 breasts, 8 to 10 breasts. Just lay out on the pan like this. Those are pretty huge. We're like 500 grams already. Try to lay them out like as evenly as possible. Wow, some of them are freaking huge. We're already at like 1,200 grams. We want to keep about, I don't know, how many breasts are there? There are smaller ones, 2, 3. We want to keep 4. For the, there we go. We'll keep these 4 for the pulled chicken. So this is 2, 4, 6, 7, but some of them are like really big. So 7 breasts will be for the meal prep. And 4 of those will be for the barbecue chicken. So right now, I've got. What's up, people? Is here. Hi, how are you doing, Christian? Doing some meal prep here. I'm setting up the chicken for doing the General Tso chicken. All right, so we're gonna wash the hands again because we're gonna be handling spices. All right, hands are clean. Now here are the spices that I put on my chicken. So there's going to be granulated garlic, black pepper, salt, paprika. As simple as that. Right? And you just, you know, pour it on top. If you're somebody that's like needs to watch for sodium, then make sure you're not putting too much. Waiting for me. Waiting for me where? All right, this is good. We're gonna put some garlic. There you go. Spray some of that garlic love on there. Waiting for me on Twitch. I am on Twitch, am I? And then some black pepper. There you go. Baking chicken is super easy. And what I do is I'll bake a batch of chicken like that and then cut it in cubes, put it in a bag, put it in the freezer so that it's pre-cooked, and I can easily use it in different recipes or whatever, like doing wraps and shawarmas and stuff. And then lastly, paprika. Sending me lots of love. Thank you, thank you. Sending you lots of love too, my friend. There you go, some paprika on top of that. Sorry about that. Got a little bit of pepper in my nose up there. You can definitely tell I am not a professional cook. So bear with me. If I can do this, you guys can all do this for sure. There we go. So now this is all ready. Boop. Right. We're gonna put this in the oven at 450 for 20 minutes if the temperature is already set properly. In this case, the poultry is rather thick, so I'm gonna set the kitchen timer to 22 minutes, and then we should be good. So while this is cooking, we're going to prepare the pulled chicken, barbecue pulled chicken. So what I use is a slow cooker, which I will take out right here. Hopefully I'm not making too much noise with this. All right. Which we will plug in right here. There we go. I will not put it up right now. So this is easy. Just take a little bit of cooking spray here. I wish I was there to help you right now. Well, fly down to Canada. He's not gonna flex today. Oh, I can still flex. There we go. But I'll flex my non-cooking skills. Hey Mitch, how's it going? How's it going? I can't check any other Twitch channels right now because I put all my setup for streaming upstairs. Like this whole new setup, like I put it together in about an hour. So this is like a test, right? And I do not have all of my other equipment to check other Twitch channels right now. Is Sleuth on? Because if Sleuth is on, he'll definitely maybe want to check out the protein cheesecake recipe I'm going to be making. All right, so Empty pot. Just spray this with cooking spray. There we go. Now, what I'm going to be putting in is this sauce. All right, so I do not have a Zoom remote or whatever. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be activating a second view with my phone. Hopefully this turns on. Yes, it turns on. And all right, here we go. So this is Use hickory flavored barbecue sauce, right? So this whole thing is 490 milliliters. All right. And look at those calories here. So it's only 10 calories for 30 milliliter. So the whole thing is not so much when you spread it out through the whole recipe. So we're going to be putting that directly in there. Was that legible? Sleuth isn't on, by the way? All right. The source of the recipes. Well, this one, the pulled chicken, is my own. I just decided to, throw stuff up together. Haven't found Walden stuff? I don't think this is Walden Farms stuff. This is GU's. I don't know if it's distributed by Walden Farms. I doubt it. Oh, okay, you know where to get the barbecue. Awesome. Hey, Synapse, you're from Ottawa, I think, right? And you can't find Walden Farms stuff in Ottawa? That's really surprising. You know where you can find it? There are Popeye stores in Ottawa. They've got it. Go look up the Popeye supplement stores. Yeah. And they also, Popeye's also got that use all of the use brand stuff. That's actually where I picked it up, I think. And yeah, you can get that barbecue sauce Healthy Planet. That's probably a supplement store as well, right? All right, we're gonna just dip that in there. Boom. Also, what I will do is I will just add a little bit of water there just to save that last part of the barbecue sauce. There we go. Good, and this also cleans it for recycling. There we go. Now what's in there, I will add more salt. I should probably stop making those weird sounds. More garlic. I will not add paprika to there though. Pepper, because I like pepper. Like stuff needs to be hot. There we go. Some pepper in there. More of health store or whatever. Good. Well, and they don't hold any of the Walden Farms things. That's weird. You can probably find the Walden Farm stuff in like super keto stores if you can find a keto store. So, all right, let's take this, just stir this up, and now what we're gonna do is drop these, there we go, chicken breasts directly in. 4 of them. There. Just make sure that it's covered. I can't handle the phone and show you what it looks like in here, but I'm pretty sure you can have a pretty good guess. All right. We will clean this up. Wash our hands. We handle chicken again. We'll actually put this in the garbage. All right. So maybe you can see here, there we go. It's all covered. You just put that in the slow cooker, put it on low, and wait it out for 6 to 8 hours. And there you go. Once it's about 6 hours, 8 hours in, you may want to stir it up a little bit. 6 hours mark. But anyways, once it reaches like at least 6 hours, it's probably gonna just take 2 forks and just, you know, pull the chicken together. It is just gonna come apart, and then just stir it up, and there's gonna be enough for a pretty good batch, which I put in the. I'll have to drive over to Gatineau and brush up my French. Well, after this stream, dude, I'm gonna have a beer. So hey, if you want to join up, hit me up on Instagram or something. I'm thinking of moving to Canada. I have a lot of Twitch friends over there. Well, there we go. Choose your city. But it's pretty big, man, Canada. So there's lots of driving. Except for me and Synapse. I mean, Synapse is just across the river, so it's about a 5-minute drive. I've been a sous vide machine lately. A sous vide? What? A sous vide machine. That's like the air. I don't even know how to say that in English. All right, let's move on to the next step. Because now the chicken is cooking, we can actually start doing the cheesecake. Because we'll be using the oven as soon as it's the chicken is cooked, and we're gonna clean that counter. Because we did spill a little bit of stuff in there. Keep the counter clean. All right, under vacuum, yes. Sous vide under vacuum. You are totally right. See? Your French is better than mine. Good. Popeyes going in the trash. All right, so protein cheesecake. Christian, yes, I am close to Ontario. So basically there's Quebec. Right, I'm really bad at drawing, but there's Quebec, and then there's Ontario. So Quebec, Ontario. Gatineau is right on the border between Quebec and Ontario, and Ottawa is right on the border of Ontario, of Quebec, just on the Ontario side. So what separates at this point both provinces is a river called Ottawa River in English, and the Rivière d'Outaouais in French. It means the same thing, but there's just 2 names for it, one in French, one in English. And that river is basically, there's 4 bridges that can be crossing over there. Yeah, a really crappy bridge. You're right. So there's about 3 to 4 bridges that you can cross over there, and then back and forth. We've got a lot of nice Ottawa people coming down here. Especially to our Costco, because they hold beer and they don't sell beer at the Costco in Ontario, I don't think yet. But yeah, there's just a lot of good bars in Quebec, both in Quebec and both on Ontario side. And we just, we mingle and we're having fun. It's pretty good. two cultures that are so close together like that is pretty good. I like it. And I'm hoping Synapse is feeling the same way. But anyways, now cheesecake. So make sure you have a pie, clear glass thing like that. And this is where it gets fun. You can, I'll just take out the ingredients here. Graham crackers or wafers. We're going to be using, all right, I'll bring out the actual container. This can be bought at Costco here. That's the erythritol sweetener we're going to be using. We're going to be using protein, of course, because it's a protein cheesecake. I'll just take out my stash of protein here. So for the protein, they recommend generally a vanilla type protein for the cheesecake, but you can experiment with all different types of protein because not every protein powder cooks the same way. So you will realize when you use protein for cooking that you may need to adjust cooking time, or it will definitely have an effect on the actual consistency or volume of what you are cooking it for. In this case, this one lets the cheesecake a little bit creamier, and that's why I like it. And this is vanilla ice cream, right? My girlfriend prefers to use a non-flavored or vanilla flavored from Canadian Protein, but depending on the fillers they put in, like some will put in like thickening agents or whatever, and this will have an effect on the cooking time or the volume. So when I cook this with this, when I cook the cream cheese, when I cook the protein cheesecake with this, it stays creamier, and I prefer that. My girlfriend likes it more dry because she puts it in crumbs into her Greek yogurt in the morning for breakfast. So she's having cheesecake every morning in her breakfast. You should see the recipe right there already showing up, or at least the ingredients. So this. I'm still looking for a house in Ontario that you may need that I may need. Okay, I would need an Ontario house. And the other ingredient will be Greek yogurt, fat-free, plain Greek yogurt. No sugars added. And here, all right, so I will activate the actual phone cam so you can see this is the cream cheese. We'll also need vanilla. Activate the cam right now, phone view. So this is a special type of cheese or cream cheese. This one is, all right, I've got the French label here. Low fat one. So don't be confused by the one that says light. It's not the same thing. All right. So the light cream cheese will still have some fat in it, but this one has only 0.5 grams of fat and 20 calories. It's way lower. So most people will eat this on their bagel and there's like, oh, this doesn't taste the same, but when you use it for cooking, it's pretty good. I use this Greek yogurt. This is from Kirkland, so it's Costco. It's very decently priced. I think it's 11 bucks for 3 jars this size, and the macros are fantastic. It's just 100 calories, 0 fat. It's got protein, so this is adding protein to our cheesecake, and no sugars added either. Now, there's still 6 grams of sugar, but it's not all that bad. All right, these I haven't found, like the wafers, I haven't found any version that's like low calories. It's still got like 3 grams of fat, 2 grams of protein, and some sugar. But I mean, these are pretty much the only carbs that will come into the mix. This is whey isolate. Hold on. I use the Wanted Whey vanilla ice cream. Got decent macros. .24 grams of protein. This is a blend between isolate and concentrate, I think. That's still 120 calories for 24 grams of protein. It's decent. You'll get isolates that like 27 grams of protein, but I mean, it may or may not be worth the price. That is up to you, but it'll work still. All right, go back here. Oh, and I forgot. This is erythritol, so this is a 1-for-1 sugar substitute, right? So it's got 0 calories for 4 grams, and you can use it as a 1-for-1 substitute with sugar and some vanilla. So we got 3 minutes left. So here we go. So now, if we look at the recipe, we got 155 grams of graham crackers. So we've got them right here. Boop. I mean, Christian, we can already do this all virtually. We can set an appointment virtually. I will contact you via email, probably later tonight or tomorrow. And we can set you up with a training plan and meal plans. So we've got my scale here. We want 150 grams of those, so I'm going to be missing a little bit from that box. You also need a container. I like stainless steel containers to mix all the things together. This is 114 grams. We're going to need... You have to go. Have a good night, Christian. Thanks for stopping by. All right, more graham crackers. We're gonna make the crust. Oh, I forgot one important ingredient here. And it's gonna be Walden Farm syrups. The Walden Farm pancake syrup. This is 0 calories. That we'll need that for the actual crust. All right. And you were asking, Sinefs, where this recipe comes from. This is a recipe that I've adapted, but the original recipe came from Remington James on YouTube. I did some modifications to it. So 155, we're pretty much there. And I haven't had dinner, so I'm allowed to eat whatever I want while cooking. It was a stray one, right? It's totally legal to eat stray ones. As long as it's like small servings, it's still 0 calories, no matter how many you eat. They haven't eaten it, or should get around to it. Yeah, especially with a cooking stream, this might be like teasing you a little bit, right? So we're gonna put this here, and right now, the ingredients are probably blocking the view. All right. So this is what I call the fun part, because you're gonna take a Ziploc bag and you gotta crush those graham crackers. You can buy the pre-crushed ones like the crumbs, which I will probably do in the future now. My girlfriend prefers those. But these are the ones I had available to me right now. So I will bulk barn. Yes. Bulk barn. But I mean, where's the fun in not crushing them? Okay, so the chicken is ready. We're gonna take it out right now and let it cool down. We're gonna reduce the heat on the oven to 325, because that's gonna be what we're gonna be cooking the cheesecake at. All right, so now crushing time. Hopefully this won't sound too bad with the microphone. Bring the violence. Crushing is fun to do, indeed. Yeah, hold on. Stuff will just jump all over here. Is that too loud? Hopefully I won't break Twitch rules for being violent with living graham crackers. Since they're honey based, like maybe I'm like making the bees sad. Seems fine? Good. So we've done one batch. We're just gonna pour this in the container here. The first one, and we're gonna do the second batch because I did not have enough room in the Ziploc bag to do all of it at the same time. Well, it just takes an extra minute. Pretty good and pretty crushed. Hopefully you guys are not crushed. Crush them, it's too fun not to crush them. There you go. So with the recipe here, we've got all these ingredients here on the counter, and here are the directions. So preheat the oven at 325. In a bowl, mix the crushed graham crackers and sugar-free syrup until firm. And it's going to be 60 grams of syrup. The best Walden Farm syrup right here, and hopefully I got 60 grams left. That's 20 grams. 40, getting close, and 60 grams on the dot. 0 calories, so you'll just have to count the calories from the crackers. And now I'm just going to use a fork to mix it all up. Eventually you'll have to use your hands to make kind of a dough. Dough! Crush them! It's not to crush them. We'll start making small clumps. So what are you guys up to tonight? Besides looking at like cooking streams on Twitch. Alright, so this is pre-crumped up. Now we're gonna forego the fork and we are gonna be using our hands to make a dough. Just push it in there. Eventually it'll start sticking all together. Watching The Mummy. Nice. With the one with Tom Cruise? Or the one with the original one? Alright. So now the dough is pretty much all together and sticking to our fingers, obviously. Alright, we're going to take off as much as we can. We'll wash our hands again. Squat day tomorrow. Gaming your brains out, that's about it. Squat day tomorrow, nice. I squatted yesterday and yeah, today my legs are like completely dead. The original one, nice. There's going to be a lot of hand washing here. There we go. All right, now we'll have to take this and use a little bit of cooking spray. Just coat it gently. There we go. And you just drop this in there. And you may want to use a spoon rather than a fork to spread it. Let's see if I can find an actual spoon. There we go. So the trick here, because this start sticking around on the spoon, you want to lightly coat the spoon with cooking spray, and then it won't stick to the spoon. And you just flatten it all around the plate. Yesterday was weighted lunges. Nice. Weighted lunges. I have to start doing those too. We've got half the plate done. Already starting to stick. So the only thing that is kind of the incentive to do your own crust rather than buy one from the store, because you can actually buy the crust pre-made, is that they won't have replaced the sugar with the Walden Farms syrup. So you do get to reduce a little bit of calories using the Walden Farms syrup to make the crust. So that's one of the advantage, and reducing the calories of the total cheesecake. All right, so the crust is pretty good all around here. The oven is already at temperature. There you go. The crust is ready. We're gonna put the spoon on the side. We're gonna put the chicken on the side because we'll need. I don't have enough counter. That's one downside of my house right now. Okay. Now you can put the crust in the oven while you cook the rest, but I'm not sure how long this will take me to do while I'm doing a stream. I usually takes me like only 5 seconds. So I rinse this and reuse it to do the actual cheesecake. There we go. All right, now we're gonna be doing the actual cheesecake. So all the wet ingredients first. So this is, I put in a pie pan, flatten and stretch the pie crust fine. In a large bowl, mix the cream cheese, whey protein, Greek yogurt, sweetener, vanilla extract until homogeneous. All right, so in the recipe here, we're gonna put in the low fat, practically fat-free cream cheese. This usually comes out pretty good. Just like that, but the suction just keeps it in there. This should be around 450 grams. It says 227 on the package. These will be hard to find. They do sell them in Quebec. They do sell them in IGAs and Walmarts. I believe they have it at Food Basic in Ontario, but I could be mistaken. But they are hard to come by. And sometimes there's a shortage. Well, you'll have like many weeks without them. So stack up. If you see them, stack up. All right, so we got 440 grams of cream cheese in there. I'm just washing as I go. Put them in the recycling bin. If you want to calculate the calories, you can scan the cover with MyFitnessPal. These are in. Now we're going to put the Greek yogurt, 355 grams. And we'll just use a brand new one. I think that's what it is, 350. Oh, yeah, 340 grams of plain fat-free Greek yogurt. We'll reuse the spoon here. So just mix it up a little bit. 340 grams, there you go. 148. 340 grams. 145. There we go. 340. We'll close this, store it. We're done with the foil. All right, next up is going to be vanilla. We need 10 grams of vanilla extract. There we go. I accidentally put 12. This is not going to change the macros much by 0.0111. And now we're going to put the dry ingredients. So this is going to be a whey protein, and it's going to be 120 grams of vanilla flavored whey protein. And guess what? The scoop was on top. That's pretty amazing. $39 grams. This is where we put the protein in the protein cheesecake. 77 grams. 113. Just missing a little bit, and that's probably what we dropped on the counter right there. 120 grams. Missing 1 gram. There we go. 120 grams of whey protein. And we're going to be putting in, I think, 40 grams of 0-calorie sweetener, which is erythritol. So that recipe, 40 grams. This is 1-for-1 sweetener, and this, well, I'll bring it back in front of the camera. Probably be able to zoom it. There you go. Can be found at Costco. This is erythritol 0-calorie sweetener. You can get it at Costco. It's like 12 bucks, I think, for the whole package. This is 907 grams, almost to a kilo of sugar. And obviously this is more expensive than raw sugar or refined sugar, but this is what makes you low-calorie desserts and stuff. So 40 grams of this. There we go. 45. That's all good. It's got 0 calories, right? This is done. We are done with all of the ingredients for the cheesecake. We're done with this. We're done slamming and crushing the graham crackers. We're going to store these ingredients because I don't have a lot of counter space or counter real estate. We're going to clean our mess as we cook. There we go. All right. So this is all ready to go. Well, I want it shut off. There we go. And we're done with the vanilla. Now what we need is to mix this with a mixer. I do have a robot here. And I don't think I have, I probably have an extension long enough. Hold on. Will it reach over there? I might need a little extension cord. Hold on. Bear with me for a second. My setup was not optimal. I was missing a key piece. There we go. Now we have electricity at the counter. We have it on the other back counter, but not on the island. So So go really slowly first. And just mix it up until homogeneous, basically. We are making protein cheesecake. So if you missed the part on how to make this nice cheesecake, I'm streaming right now on Twitch, but I'm also streaming on YouTube and on Facebook. And on YouTube, this should be staying there for more than 2 weeks. I think Twitch has a 2 weeks rule. All right, we can speed it up a little bit. This looks pretty good to me. And here we go. And now it's always like cleaning this is usually good, right? And then there's no rule in the kitchen. Need a spatula. Take these off, clean them. I will clean them myself. You message sleuth. Here we go. Yep. This tastes the same as last week and the week before and the week before and the week and the past 2 years that I've been making this. So if Synapse was here, he could have actually a taste of it. Maybe on future streams, we'll have a special guest appearance. Okay, now this is the actual magic part where we pour this into here. This makes a nice, very nice, smooth, creamy, cheesy compound. There we go. So if you type the command exclamation mark YouTube, you should get the link to my YouTube channel where this stream will be able to be reviewed for you later on if you want to know and rewatch it on how to make this cheesecake again. I mean, with just a recipe. All right, still a little bit left here, but this one's going in my mouth. Oh yeah, I need protein. There we go. So now it doesn't look like much, but all you have to do is, some people bang it, but I just, do it in circles like this. It'll just even out. There we go. Do it both ways. Get those lats, internal rotation of the shoulder. See, it's a cooking, but you can still do a workout at the same time. So get the lats out, and then there we go. Pull down, pull over. There we go. It's nice and flat now. Guess I'm going to Costco this week. There we go. Ready to go. So what we want to do is cook this at 325 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. All right. And then we're going to have to reduce the time on the oven to 200 for 45 minutes. All right. So that's why I cooked my chicken first, so I can continue my recipe while this cooks. So we set the kitchen timer to 30 minutes. And that's going to be ready in actually an hour and 15 minutes because we got to cook it at 200 for an extra 45 afterwards. If you overcook it, it's going to be way too dry, but I mean, it all depends on what your preference is. If you prefer a dry cheesecake, I prefer it creamy. Great workout? Yes, sir. This is the Karate Kid workout now. You know, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. Okay. So, now we've got our pulled chicken that is cooking. It's going to be there for another, I forgot the time I put it on, but it's probably around 6 hours is going to be like 2 in the morning. I'll put it on high for an extra hour at the end. Should be good. Hey, Aishu, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us on this cooking stream, the first of Coach Seb cooking stream. It's a test. It's a prototype. I mean, I've got all of this streaming gear in my kitchen right now. It feels really weird. I strapped all this together in about an hour, so it is really a proof of concept right now. But so far, so good. I mean, we still were able to, keep a few viewers to watch, Synapse and Mitch, and we had Christian a little earlier. How are you doing tonight? Are you? Now we got our chicken that is cooked. What we're gonna do is we're gonna slice it right now so that it's out of the way. And we'll just use a meal prep container to contain all of the sliced chicken. And we're gonna weigh it also, right? Because we need to know how much exactly how many meals we're gonna be making. All right, so cooked chicken, here we come. So the chicken was cooked at 450 for around of 22 minutes. And it will depend on your oven, right? How many chicken breasts should you eat per day? Well, that depends on how much protein you need, right? That depends on how much protein you need. How many grams of protein do you think there is per 100 grams of chicken breast? I mean, you might not need to only eat chicken. You can use different other meat sources. There's about, in one chicken breast of 100 grams, well, they're usually about 200 raw. And we're gonna make sure that this chicken is good. It's pretty good. It's actually awesome. All right, so I just cube it, and that's usually how I do my meal prep. Like right now I'm doing the general recipe where I'm gonna be using these chicken cubes directly in there. But what I like to do is cook a whole batch of chicken breast, cube it like that, put it in a big, large freezer Ziploc bag and freeze it. And because they're cubed like that, it's easy to just take, 100-gram servings of cooked chicken and just, heat it up in a microwave and then put it in like a shawarma or something, Always have the ingredients available to you to cook healthy. So right now we're gonna put this in here. We got 170 grams for this one chicken breast. Like, I am not a professional cook. You can already tell by the way I'm slicing things up. I'm probably like making chefs cringe all over the world. All right, another one done. We're at 300 grams of cooked chicken. There we go. This one I will slice down in the center so it's easier to cube. There we go. So, to answer your question, how many grams is dependent on how many grams of protein you need per day, right? If you need 180 grams of protein per day, and there are, let's say, 30 grams of protein in a chicken breast, do the math. I can't use my phone right now because I've got my fingers up in chicken. I believe in one cooked chicken breast there's about 22, 24 grams of protein, if I'm not mistaken. Would have to look it up. Mike Matthews sending me a message. All right. So we are already like at close to 500 grams of chicken, cooked chicken. Okay, so this is pretty much full. We got to remember this. I'm saying it on the stream. 642 grams of cooked chicken on this one. 642. I can't. No, hold on. I missed three pieces. Let's do 650. 650 grams of cooked chicken in that one. All right. This, just want to make this as quick as possible. 117 here. Slice it down the middle. This is the challenge of a live stream for cooking, because you got to optimize your time as best as possible. But this is also a thing that you have to do when you're doing meal prep, because if you're doing meal prep, you want to do as much meal prep as you can in the least amount of time, so that you got your rest of the week free to cook anything. All right, you just pop it out of the fridge, put it in the microwave for 5 minutes, and boom, you've got your dinner. And then, or bring it to work and pop it in the microwave for 5 minutes. And all your macros are calculated already. And there we go. It's easier to stay on your diet that way and not fall prey to getting takeout. I'm able to finish this General Tso recipe before having to leave. We're at 326. I believe we're going to be able to put about 120 grams to 130 grams of cooked chicken per meal if we cook 10 meals. All right. So we've got 536 grams, 540 grams in here. So 650, 540. We're gonna note that down. I'm gonna wash my hands. And I'm actually gonna take out some soap here because my other one is empty. Okay. So, one question was how many, let's Google this, right? How many grams of protein? Grams of protein in chicken breast. There we go. 31 grams of protein in 100 grams of chicken breast. I do not believe this is correct for the simple reason that 1 gram of protein, oh well, okay, yeah, it could. 31 grams of protein and 100 grams of chicken breast, that would be around 4 times 3, 124 calories. So 124 calories, 31 grams of protein in 100 grams of chicken breast, but this does not state whether this is raw or this is cooked. And I believe this is actually raw. So cooked chicken. Yeah, well, it's going to be a calculation issue here. But yeah, so if you take one breast is about roughly between 170 grams to 200 grams, you get about 50 to 54 grams of protein in one chicken breast. If you need to eat 180 or 200 grams of protein per day, then that would be what, 4 chicken breasts? 4 chicken breasts. So you don't need to eat that much chicken. You can always get it from, Greek yogurt, other types of meat as well. We're going to clean this. But with raw chicken, if you have raw chicken that weighs 200 grams and you cook it, it will usually lose between 25 to 30% of its weight in water due to water evaporation. So out of a 200 gram breast, you will probably end up having about 140 to 150 grams of cooked chicken. Okay, so we got 15 minutes left on our cheesecake. All right, now we'll put this chicken aside somewhere. Here, we can put it here. We can store these waffles. This box is empty. We are going to put it in the recycling bin. There we go. And we're going to empty this to liberate. So that's what I like using tin foil. This thing is clean. Don't have to wash it. We'll put this aside for now. All right. So, are we doing the General So thing? I'm going to do a variation on this recipe I have here. I do already have a recipe for chicken General So, or Tao, or however you want to pronounce this general thing. This is teriyaki General So chicken with white rice and vegetables. All right, so you choose. These meal preps focus on having about at least 150 grams of vegetables, regardless of which vegetables you want to put in. That's fine. About 80 grams of basmati white rice and about 130 grams of chicken. Now what I want to do is find a pen, or actually, let's take notes here. I think I have notes in there. New text note, there we go. Later. All right, so we got 650 grams of chicken and 540 grams of in the second container, and we want to calculate how much total we have. So we will 650 plus 4 I said 540. There we go. So this is close to 1.2 kilograms of cooked chicken. So if we divide that by 10 meals of chicken per meal, I think we'll go down to making only 9 meals because I want more chicken in the actual recipe. And with 9 meals, we're going to be able to put in 130 grams of chicken per meal. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cook 9 meals. And we're going to do white rice. So we're going to start the white rice right away. I have a rice cooker. Big bag of basmati rice from Costco. Super cheap, super easy. I mean, there's nothing more easier than to cook rice. I have my rice cooker right here, which we plug right here. There you go. And some say you have to wash it. It all depends on your preference. We're going to put in 2 cups. We're going to cook 2 cups of white rice. So we have enough for 9 meals. There's going to be leftovers. I'll just put in a sealed container and put it in the fridge so my kids can have snacks if they need carbs. So we don't really have to calculate here how much we're putting in very specifically, because there's going to be too much for the 9 meals for sure. So we're just going to calculate how much rice cooked we're putting into each meal. So we've put in 2 cups of basmati rice. I mean, pretty much white rice, brown rice. There's slight differences in macros. I think the brown rice have a little bit more protein. A little bit more fat though. It all depends. More fiber as well. So for 2 cups of basmati rice, we're putting in 2 cups of water in there. 4 cups of water, sorry. It's twice the amount of water. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put that in here. Plug it in. Start it in about 20 to 25 minutes while we cook all the other things. It's going to be ready, but we need the stove to cook the vegetables. So we'll set that aside right here, right beside our nice chicken, pulled chicken, which is cooking right now. All right. Okay. Next up, we're going to be doing the vegetables that we're going to be putting in. So I bought this whole package of broccoli from Costco. We're going to have to cut these peppers. So I put 4 bell peppers in there. We're going to need some mushrooms. And we should probably start by cooking the mushrooms and the bell peppers first. What time is it now? 9 o'clock. We gotta put the all right, we're gonna take the mushrooms out. How much mushrooms? That's up to you. But let's say you want to put in about 40 grams of mushrooms per plate times 9. All right. How about we get a container to put that in? Again, these mushrooms comes from Costco. Get them fresh. 172, 40 times 9. Seb, I wish I was your wife so you can cook for me, hun. Well, thank you so much. 4 times 9, 36. If my math is correct, if I didn't fail, preschool math. That is it. Yeah, 36, yeah. All right, so we'll put in 400 grams of mushroom. 353. That's like pretty close to 400. There's one for the road. All right. We're gonna need 3 of them for whatever else we're gonna be cooking this week. Gonna slice them up, wash them, and I'm gonna I cook all my vegetables in this big wok here. That's the best. We're obviously gonna be using a little bit of cooking spray, make sure that everything cooks properly and not stick to the wok. We're gonna open this, and then we're going to start cutting these down or slicing them up. Well, my girlfriend is pretty happy too that I cook and I make these meal plans and meal preps. She appreciated it a lot last time I made it. I'm not a very super efficient cook, but I can manage. We're gonna thinly slice those here. All right, my knife skills are not as good as my squat and deadlifts, but I manage. Now I am pretty proud of how I've learned to cut the bell peppers. I'm going to show you in a bit. Maybe this will help you too, because I've always hated to cut down bell peppers. It's so time consuming, and that nifty little trick actually helped me a lot. Not like cutting bell peppers, but actually not be as an excruciating task as it was. Mushrooms. There's going to be lots of mushrooms, but they kind of shrink down in size when you get to cook them. It makes a lot of water too, so we're going to have to drain all the vegetables afterwards. There you go. So do you have an husband, Carragay? Carragay. I think is it the first time you hit my stream? Is it because it was saying cooking and meal prep, or you just generally look in the fitness channel or general health and fitness channel for stuff? This was a big one. Lots of mushrooms, greatest vegetable there is out there. I love mushrooms. My kids hate them, so I can't make these meal preps for them. They say that mushrooms taste too mushy when they're cooked. And I've tried to sneak some into their meals without them noticing, but it must be true they don't like it because they detect it. They have a pretty good mushroom detector. Last mushroom, all right. We're gonna set the mushrooms to cook while we get the bell peppers cut so that the mushroom get a little bit of headway. There we go. So we got 400 grams of mushrooms going in. So they'll start cooking. Now we're going to do the bell peppers. Four bell peppers. So here's the trick. I hate cutting those. You need a good slice knife or a good knife, chef knife that's actually sharp. But I do put the tail down and just go like this, one side, and then do a cross cut this way, like that. And then you just peel slices like this, leaving the heart in the middle. And then there you go. You can just put that in the trash. Done. You still have to, take a little bit of the seeds out, but it's not as bad. It's not as hard. To prep the peppers afterwards. Second one, got 2 reds in this one. It's all good. I just didn't get any green ones, but that's fine. I mean, I'm colorblind anyways. Red and green are the same color. Not really, but there you go. The orange one now. Them out. This one took a little piece of the heart out at the same time. The trick didn't work all that well on this one. This one's a fatty. He's huge. All right, let's cut her down. I'm just going to rip it. Okay, our cheesecake has rang. So we're ready to take out the cheesecake and reduce the heat in the oven. We'll leave this there. Give our mushrooms a quick shake. Making sure that they're cooking properly. We'll use this big handle here. Just stir them up, making sure that uncooked ones at the bottom, cooked ones on top. All right, this continues cooking here. We are going to take down, open the oven. Cheesecake is in there. We'll reduce heat to 200. We'll wait till the light comes back on. As the heat leaves the oven, while the cheesecake is still cooking. Is that really? I can hardly see here. I should have put my glasses on. All right, we got 3 viewers. Not too bad, not too bad for a first cooking stream. We're just gonna cut out the bad parts of these. Go. I'll just adjust the size of these. There we go. This is good. Just empty the seeds in all of them. There we go. Almost clean. I still hate cutting bell peppers. They're still awkward to cut, but that little trick here made my life easier. A little less of a hassle to do. Now we're gonna clean this and empty this in compost. Let's take it away for now. And then start cutting. Let's cut these. Really need a sharp knife if you want to cut in slices, because the skin sometimes is pretty hard. So there we go. And I don't leave them in slices. I like them cubed for the recipes, or chopped if you prefer. Let's see how much we got in here. We're going to be tearing these. I hate cutting these. I am not a chef, that's for sure. All right, so the oven is now at 200 because the light came on. Closing this. And we are gonna set the timer for 45 minutes. And that's, oops, I started the actual microwave, not timer. 45 minutes for the cheesecake, and it should be ready and awesomely good. Protein cheesecake. And actually, I got this stuck on the calculator. The recipe we're doing right now is this, but if you want, I can bring back the actual while I'm cutting, the actual cheesecake recipe, if you want to take it and note it down. Here we go. This is what is in the oven right now. How about we just cut a few of them so we can cube them all together. Alright. Got a lot of red ones. We'll just slice them all and then cube them after, or chop them. This one's a little big. All the ones are done. We're running out of room on the board here, so how about we just chop them right now? Do them in a huge batch. There we go. You can see I'm an apprentice still. But if I can do this, you guys can do this too. There we go. We got some decently cut bell peppers. Not too big, not too small. I like the crunchiness it brings to the recipe when you eat it. Let's do the yellow ones. Let's take a look at our mushrooms here. Definitely changed in size. Still getting cooked. All right, let's slice down. See how much time it takes to just cut those bell peppers? I am back for some cheesecake. Nice. It's still in the oven right now for another 42 minutes. In the meantime, we are doing some General Tso chicken, and we were doing a variation of the recipe, which is, oh, we still got a little bit of, a variation of the recipe which has pineapple in it. I love the mix of the spicy pineapple General Tso thing. And that's what I want in my lunches, or my lunches, basically my snacks during the week. They're just so good. So right now we're making 9 meals, and we want to make sure to have about 150 grams of vegetables in each of the meals. That's the goal. So when you do large batches of meals like that, can you serve me a slice for tomorrow? Sure, man. I'll save you one up in the fridge. This cheesecake is also pretty good as a pre-workout meal, like instead of a protein bar. It's got pretty much similar macros, but you will not get the fat or the fiber that normally a protein bar has. But you'll get the carbs and pretty much the same amount of protein than a protein bar. Okay, we've got 500 grams, and we should take note of this. I'm gonna just 560 grams of bell peppers. Which we're gonna be putting directly with the mushrooms right now so they can cook. There we go. I'm going to clean this. I'll be there tomorrow afternoon. Awesome. See you then. The rice is almost, not another 10-15 minutes, the rice will be ready. We'll mix those up here. All right, what else are we putting in there for vegetables? I will show you right now. I like water chestnuts. I buy them canned. Same for the mushrooms. I mean, you could probably buy canned mushrooms too. I just had those fresh ones available, but you know, canned mushrooms works very well as well. Canned mushrooms, and I have canned bean sprouts. And the reason why I buy them canned is because bean sprouts doesn't really stays fresh very long in the fridge, and it's always a hassle to keep them in there. And so I can more readily do this instead of having to buy everything the day of. And then we've got our pineapple, canned pineapples as well here. You gotta go to sleep? All right, you have a great night, buddy. And I'll see you in the next stream. Get some rest, sweet dreams. All right, we're gonna be opening up the chestnuts and putting in there to cook. But what I wanted to do is actually take note of how many grams of, where's my notepad? Notes, there we go. So chicken, we had 1,200 grams of chicken, cooked chicken. Cooked chicken. We had 540 grams of bell peppers. We had 400 grams of mushrooms. This will all change too, right? Because as it loses water weight or gains water weight, it might be heavier. Or 400 grams of mushrooms. We'll just weigh everything afterwards. See how many grams of actual vegetables we have. So we're going to be opening these cans up. We're going to drain them because there's lots of water in here. So one can is open. I'm going to use my strainer here. Drain the water chestnuts. Put in the recycling bin afterwards. Come on. I need a brand new can opener. This one is like defective. I need to apply too much bicep curls to these things for it to work. There we go. But it's a stream. It's a workout stream, right? Hey, Phoenix, how is it? How are you? Welcome to the first cooking stream. We're doing meal preps. All right, so we got 2 cans of water chestnuts in here that are drained. We're gonna just add it to the mix to cook right here. Bam, that's done. Water chestnuts cooking with the bell peppers and the mushrooms in a big wok. let's leave that to cook. I'm good. How are you? I am pretty good too, my friend. Thanks so much. We got a nice workout stream this morning. Two of my friends, well, two of my clients or friends also came over to work out in my gym. Phil did a leg day and Natalie did a leg day as well. And they did great. They needed assistance to get up the stairs and get out of my house. But that proves that the training was effective. No, they had a great time. And I finished my workout, then took a shower and moved all of my streaming gear upstairs because I needed to do meal prep, and I'm thinking I'm going to be trying to do my meal prep live on stream, live on Twitch and also YouTube. If you type Discord, let's see here if I can actually, not Discord, but YouTube, you should get my YouTube channel because Twitch doesn't keep these live streams for very long. But if you just type in YouTube command here, you should get my YouTube channel and you can review the live stream later date. So, it's time to clean up a little bit here. Okay, now next up is going to be bean sprouts. We're going to open the bean sprouts can, put them in there to cook as well, along with all the other things that are already cooking in the big vegetable wok. This will need to be drained as well. So bean sprouts. Bean sprouts added to the mix of vegetables to cook. This goes in the recycling bin. Also, a protein cheesecake is going to come out of this oven in about 31 minutes. I just follow you on my Facebook. Yes, thanks, Christian. There is also the stream on Facebook, but I'm not sure how long Facebook will keep it there. It should stay there pretty long, I think. All right, we're starting to get a pretty good pile of vegetables here. And now, broccoli. Chicken broccoli rice. CBR, sorry. All right, this thing won't open. There we go. If we want about, let's say, 40 grams of broccoli per meal, or let's say 60. So if we put already 40 grams of mushrooms, we put about 50 grams of peppers, so that's 90 grams. We got a little bit of chestnuts, a little bit of, let's say 20 grams of chestnuts per meal, and that's 110. So yeah, we're going to be looking at 50 to 60 grams of broccoli. So let's say 50 grams. 5 times 9, 45. So 450 grams of broccoli. We will be cutting it a little bit smaller pieces here. There we go. We've got 460 grams in here of broccoli. Now, we'll cut this into smaller pieces. so that, you know, it just doesn't take the entire pan. Looks good. I like the stems too. They're going in. Do you all eat your broccoli stems? It's a good part. All right, broccoli is almost ready to go. And then there's going to be some pineapple that we're going to be adding to the vegetable mix. And I'm adding some of the juice too in there so that the vegetable finishes cooking in the pineapple juice, adds the taste. And cutting the vegetables and everything, that's pretty much the longest part of the cooking. Facebook. You found a Facebook page, Christian. Aren't you supposed to be in bed by now? You were going to sleep. All right. Let's hope that we are getting done with the broccoli real quick, because we're going to have to do the sauce, the General Tso sauce, while the rest cooks. The rice is close to being ready. We got 27 minutes left before the protein cheesecake gets out of the oven. Obviously, hot cheesecake is not usually what people are looking for, but you usually have to let it cool down and put it in the fridge for like an hour or two before it actually firms up. Cutting broccoli is long, not as long as bell peppers. There we go, I'm singing while doing meal prep. I hope that my voice is better than my cooking skills. There we go. Some broccoli. Good vitamins. I mean, the bodybuilder swears by, you know, chicken, broccoli, rice, but some people find that a little tiresome or boring after a while. I mean, it's totally some of the best macros you can get, but it just starts to get bland or a little boring. So with this recipe, you still get the vegetables, you still get the rice, and you still get the chicken, but you know, you just add a little bit flavor to it, a little bit more fun to eat. All right, let's put these in. Boom. We've got a pretty big bowl of vegetables right now cooking. And now we're going to add the pineapple and the juice to that big bowl of fine vegetables. I mean, our chicken is already pre-cooked. We cooked it, we baked it earlier, because this is meal prep, right? We're not eating it right away, so this needs to be reheated. We're putting it in meal prep containers, putting it in the fridge. All right, this is pretty well shuffled. We're going to be putting in the pineapple. We're gonna be opening those cans of pineapple. Oh, I don't even need this. That's good. You're gonna rinse it up. Now, here's the thing. I will use the strainer again, but I will capture the pineapple juice because I don't want to put the whole pineapple juice in there. There's going to be too much. So I just use another stainless bowl here, put it underneath while I separate the chunks and the juice. So we've got one can now. So here we go. I can actually do this here, right? So that it's actually on camera. And I should probably like move our notes, but we're gonna weigh this pineapple. So 520 grams of pineapple should be good with one can. Because that'll mean there's gonna be at least, if you make 9 meals, about 20 grams of pineapple. At least more than that. So all right, 520 grams of pineapple. And we're gonna add a little bit of juice. So add pineapple directly in there to the vegetables. There we go. And have it cook with the vegetables. We're going to use a little bit of the juice, not the whole lot, but we want to force the flavor of the pineapple into the vegetables. So I put about half of the juice in there. Now we're going to mix it all up. And we're going to leave it cooking for a little bit until our rice gets ready. And we're going to start prepping the actual General Joe sauce. We're going to make a double recipe. There we go. That's a big pot of vegetables and fruits, mind you. With fruits. We got fruits in there. Now there's a big mess here. We're going to clean up real quick. We're going to set this aside. Don't need it. We still got some nice chicken cooking also for pulled chicken. We don't need this knife anymore. Okay, now we're going to be making the actual General Tso sauce. We're going to make a double recipe because I want to be putting at least 80 milliliters to 90 milliliters of that sauce in each of the meal. So we're going to be using a bigger saucepan. I'm going to put up the actual recipe here in my app. I do have the General Tso sauce right here, low calorie teriyaki, low calorie spicy General Tso sauce. So we're gonna make a double recipe of what it's showing up here. So 100 milliliters of soy sauce. I got the soy sauce at Costco. We are gonna need some sweetener again. We've got some sweetener here. So this replaces sugar. 1-for-1 sweetener, 0 calories. We're done with the broccoli. Yeah, we'll put this back in the fridge and free up some of that counter real estate that we need. What else we need? Rice vinegar. We do have rice vinegar, and oh yeah, I'm gonna be adding a little bit of ginger to it, and I'm just gonna use the actual ginger sauce. I don't think it's listed in there, but that's like a secret ingredient. And we're actually gonna finish the previous soy sauce because I know there's not gonna be enough in there. Rice vinegar, Seb. All right, so we do have some rice vinegar here. Hopefully there's enough. What else we need? Sriracha, chicken broth, and cornstarch. All right. So I didn't buy the chicken broth like pre-made, but here's the thing. I'll show you what I do. Sriracha sauce. So hot sriracha sauce. I like mine spicy. Hopefully you guys too. Don't put it in or put half of it in. Our rice is ready. Awesome, just in time. And I said, okay, for chicken broth, I don't have chicken broth, but I use chicken broth, dried chicken broth, dehydrated chicken broth here. And for dehydrated chicken broth, we need 1.5 cup of chicken broth. So that means 3 cups if we double the recipe. So we'll need a large saucepan. This should be good, I hope. We will not need to cover this. I don't think so. But here's a cover in case we do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the chicken broth here. And everything uses a scale, so that's so much fun. So 100 milliliters, 375 milliliters times 2 is going to be 850 milliliters of water. And we're going to use this pitcher here, put it in water. Here you go. So 850 milliliters of water. That is, whoa, poured in a little bit too much. Hold on. I was not paying attention. 850. Like, it has to be precise. This is what, you know, Coach Seb says. OCD. 850 milliliters, that's 3 cups of water. 255, 255, 255. Isn't that like? No, that's more than that. Yeah, it's 3 cups, so 250 times 2, that's should be 750. Yeah. Haha. I can do math. 750 it is. We would have a little issue thickening that sauce. So that would mean more cornstarch. 750 See, I'm not a professional cook here. So we got 750 water in. Since it's 1 teaspoon of dehydrated broth per cup, we've got 3 cups. We're gonna put in 3 teaspoons of dehydrated chicken broth. 2, 3. There we go. We're gonna use, where is my whisk? It's right here. We're gonna whisk it down. All right, we got a nice chicken broth here. There we go. Chicken broth is in. You can free up the space. All right, what's next? So basically, it's just, the directions are just put in everything in and then put it on the medium heat. We're just gonna give a quick shuffle to our vegetables here that are heating up in this nice pineapple juice, and there we go. Okay, we got our chicken broth in. Next up is going to be soy sauce. 100 milliliters times 2 is going to be 200 milliliters of soy sauce. We're going to finish up this one. So we reset it to 0, and we're going to stop at 100. That's at 300, sorry. So we've got 124. We're opening up the new one. This obviously has a seal. There we go, and this one has a larger spout. So 300, going all the way up to 300. I mean, you can totally use the low sodium one if you have to be careful with your sodium. So 300 grams of soy sauce. There we go, we're in. We're going to be using 40 grams of rice vinegar. So this is 3 tablespoons. 40 grams times 2 is 80. So we're going to put in 80 grams of rice vinegar. And let's hope we have enough. I think we do. I'm going to have to buy some more, because I don't have enough for another recipe. All right, rice vinegar is in. Sriracha sauce. It's 2 tablespoons, so 30 grams. I'm going to be using the actual tablespoon here. Hold on, give me a second. I am getting text. I just need to answer this text, and there is 10 minutes left for the protein cheesecake, which is going to come out soon. This is going to be going there. All right, so let's finish this sauce here. We got the rice vinegar in. We're going to put in erythritol, so 70 grams is, for times 2 is going to be 140. So 140 grams of sweetener. We're at 50, 70. You see how much sugar they put in their General Tso sauce? This is just sweetener. So I said 140. We're good. Again, this is a sweetener, erythritol, 0 calories. It's a 1-for-1 sweetener. You can replace a 1-for-1 ratio with sugar. Next, sriracha. I'm putting in a little bit of ginger. You can put grounded ginger in. I'm actually putting in the pickled ginger vinegar in here, like 3 tablespoons or something. Just add the little taste of ginger. But if you do have grounded ginger, I think I do have some. Hold on. Ground ginger, where is it? Cinnamon, no. Ginger, I do have grounded ginger. So I just add to taste. And I lost the flap. Good. A little bit of ground ginger in here. Okay. Now whatever's left is we put in the sweetener, the rice vinegar, sriracha sauce is the last ingredient, and the cornstarch. So it's going to be 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar. 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar and 2 tablespoons of sriracha hot chili salsa. 4 tablespoons for me. This is a double recipe, and of course this is blocked because it has dried up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of hot sauce. There you go. We're done with this. We're done with the ground cinnamon, ground or powder ginger. We're just going to whisk this all together. You don't need this anymore, but we'll add the cornstarch there if we want this to thicken up. It's going to be a lot of cornstarch. You guys have to be aware of this. So 6 tablespoons, So 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, we're going to be adding 6. And a tablespoon is right here. Let's just add 6 of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this adds carbs. 6. And if you can't have starch, then you shouldn't be doing that, obviously. Let's just whisk that all together. Put it on the stove. Bring it to a boil. There we go. We're going to put this on the stove. I'm going to put it at like medium high so that it starts boiling. Our vegetables are pretty much ready. There's a lot of juice in there. So we will be transferring the vegetables into a large bowl. I do have a large bowl like here. You guys are warriors, man. This has been a long cooking stream. How long have I been on? Like 2.5 hours. But we still did like 3 recipes. So we might keep the cornstarch close because sometimes we need to thicken the recipe a little bit more. I'm gonna put that in the fridge. The cheesecake will be coming out in 4 minutes. Our vegetables are pretty much ready. We just need to find some way to strain some of the juice out of there. I'm gonna weigh in the bowl. And we're gonna be straining some of the juice out of this thing and put the bowl in after. There we go, removing a lot of the juice that was left down in the pan. So it was basically more boiling than cooking at this point. All right, put that into the large bowl. And we'll know how much in weight we've got vegetables. Our bowl of vegetable is 1,800 grams, so close to 2 kilos of vegetable cooked. Let's see if we can actually get 150 grams of cooked vegetables in each of the meals. Our calculator here should help with that. How about we put in the calculator clear? So we've got 1,834 grams, 1,834 divided by 9. That's 200 grams of vegetable, so good. We have enough, but we'll divide it by 150. That's 12. We could make 12 meals with this. So we'll have some vegetable leftovers. We'll put it in a bowl, in a bowl, and store it in the fridge. You can probably eat that with the extra rice we cooked. But for now, we're going to put this away and start assembling our meal prep while the sauce, actually, General Tso sauce, thickens. There's 2 minutes left at the cheesecake, which will come out soon. Keep this close by. And actually, since this is already heated, we are going to transfer this sauce onto the larger thing. There we go. Keep that close by, and we're going to use the pitcher for when the sauce is ready to pour it in our meal preps. All right, so we've got our vegetables, 1,834. We're just gonna, it's all good. 1,834 grams of vegetables. That also includes some pineapples in there. We'll put that aside. And I'm gonna be a little bit of cleanup here. We also got our rice ready. We'll put that in a separate bowl. How much rice have we cooked? We should definitely have enough for 80 grams of rice per meal. And this is basically for me, right? So you want to be tracking your macros and adding the amount of rice and chicken to fit what you can eat. This, I think, comes up to about 450 calories per meal, or 400. So we have 900 grams of rice, which is plenty enough to make 9 meals out of that. All right, so we got our rice, we got our vegetables, we got our chicken. We're gonna clean this here, and we're gonna start assembling our meals. We're done with the soy sauce. We'll put that in the fridge. Here, and I'm actually thirsty, so I'm gonna have one of those cherry sparkling ice thingies. Because, you know, I've been 2 hours without drinking water. These are 0-calorie pops. Available at Costco. All right, so now what we want to do is take our meal prep storage containers. I think this is a 20 ounce or 26 ounce containers. Rice, vegetables, and chicken. How about that? Let's just put this all for everyone to see. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this apart. And store our containers over here. Still need to clean up this side. You're feeling down. How come? Maybe it's because you were supposed to be sleeping. You're still here. What's happening? Can't sleep? All right. So this one's dirty a little bit. Take it apart. All right. So for each container, we're going to be putting 130 grams of chicken in there. And how about we use this? I need the, we'll use this for rice, but I need my claws here. Where are they? Probably in here somewhere. All right, we'll use these. Still good. For vegetables and chicken. So you want 130 grams of chicken, 80 grams, well that's mine, so 80 grams of rice, assembling one, that's 68. 83, 80 grams of rice, reset. 130 grams of chicken. We're at 40 already. I've got to keep an eye out on the sauce there behind me. That's 87. 114. 122. Two more pieces. One piece too many. So 28 grams. We want to get 150 grams of these nice vegetable mix. And we'll let it drain. Reset. And 150 grams. Wow, almost on the dot. $150 grams. So we've got our first meal done. We're going to be adding the sauce when it's ready. And it's still heating up right now. It's about to boil. We just got to be careful. Just mix it up. I'm actually going to take that whisk out so it doesn't eat up. All right. Can I message you tomorrow on Instagram? Sure. Anxiety. $60 grams. 76. 80 grams. And then 130 grams of chicken. It's 89. 105, 113, 120, and 130. Here we go. And then 150 grams again of vegetables. Get a good grab. 150 grams. We're 129, that's pretty close. 145, 148, 150 grams of vegetables. So there we go, another meal prep. We're at 2 right now. We still got 7 more to do. And the same process over and over. 80 grams of rice, right there and then. 130 grams of chicken. We're at 90. 103. 118. 130 grams of chicken. There we go. And then 150 grams again of vegetable with pineapple. I just want to talk to a personal trainer. I feel good when I talk to someone like that. I can't sleep. Okay, sure. You sure you don't need a psychologist though? Like a therapist? I think it'd be better for you personally. And another one prep done. We're at 3. Whoa, I kind of spilled some rice here. 80 grams of rice in the 4th container. Oh, all right. Sauce is pouring out. I made a mess here. That's why you should keep an eye on the sauce. See, I'm not a professional chef. So it is to a boil now. We're going to reduce heat and let it just thicken up. But it does smell good. All right, it's under control. We'll just let it simmer. And we got 80 grams of rice right there. Going to be adding more chicken, 130 grams to be exact. Here we go. I'll just use my hands because I'll keep that for this. It's faster with the hands. Just wash them up after. 130 grams of chicken is in. We got 4 meals already done. There we go. Vegetables, pineapple, 130 grams, 150. Another meal done. We're at 4. We start over for the other one. 59, 75. A little bit too much. 80. We're done with this chicken. 86 grams of chicken, protein. 127 and 130. More vegetables. Reset this. 150 grams of vegetables. Going in. $138. Sorry, I had to step away for a second. Not gonna lie, that it looks pretty freaking good. Which, the General Tao thing? Yes. And oh, the cheesecake is ready. I kind of missed the beep here. And I don't know for how long, actually. But it's okay. And there we go. We've got a nice protein cheesecake fresh out of the oven. We'll let it cool down on the stove while we finish up the preps. The sauce is thickening. It's gonna be super close. There's some. It's gonna be ready when we are done the prepping here. So 144 grams. It all looks good. Oh, cheesecake, yes. You want to see the macros of the cheesecake? This is insane. Hold on. 150 grams of chicken, of the vegetable mix here with pineapple. All done. Here, I'll put up the, because right now I'm on my notes again and I failed to. So this is what is cooking right now on the stove, thickening up. And here, I'll show you the macros for the cheesecake. These are the macros for, like if you slice down that cheesecake in 8 pieces, one piece, one serving, is about 130 grams, I think. This is 227 calories, 28 grams of protein, 22 grams of carb, 3 grams of fat, 1 gram of fiber. It's pretty amazing. Makes 8 servings. Right now we are doing my General Tso chicken recipe. This is a variation on this recipe here. I added pineapple in the actual vegetable mix. So I do like the taste of pineapple with chicken and hot sauce. So, I mean, it's extra vitamins, extra fruits and vegetables to the mix. We're gonna do another prep. So we're up to 5 meals right now. We are going up to 9. So this makes 9 meals. We have leftovers for rice and vegetables. We're gonna put chicken. 130 grams of chicken per serving. Oop, a little bit too much. 130, right on the dot. And then 150 grams of vegetable mix. I mean, when you go and heat it up to eat, I just mix it all up anyways. So 143. We got some water chestnuts in there, mushrooms. A little bit too much. Too much vegetables. Come on, that doesn't matter. Another meal done. Reset the scale. What's the difference in white rice and basmati rice? Not so much. There's not really much of a difference. Just use whatever you want. Personally, I don't think there's much difference between it. This basmati has longer grain. It's just I can get basmati rice in bulk in a big, large bag. So just use whatever suits you, man. That's a nice app. Hello, by the way. Thanks very much. Hey, Swiss Chuck Norris. I don't think I've seen you on my channel. Thanks for stopping by. If you did come by my channel before and I forgot, I'm very sorry. I am like the fish in Nemo that forgets everything. I do not have a very good memory. That's why I have to use these apps. And the app that you see on the screen right now is my actually coaching app. So I put all my recipes in there, and when I get clients, I use this app to put up their training out there. They also have access to all my recipes. See, I did my training today in this app. Got my calendar for training. I can do my client check-in. So if you do hire me as a coach, then you will probably receive your program in this app because you will get access to the app. The app also gives you a macro calculator if you need to calculate your macros. And all my personal recipes are in here. It's still a work in progress. I'm still adding some and as I go. So, Nana Freshie here. Awesome. Well, welcome. Thanks for stopping by, man. Really appreciate it. And I like your name, Chuck Norris. There's so many Chuck Norris jokes. I just can't. There's too many. I just can't remember any of them. I mean, if Chuck Norris was doing meal prep would be doing Chuck Norris. I don't know. I'm pretty bad at making jokes. 130 grams of chicken, and we're gonna add 150 grams of vegetables with pineapple. Again, I keep repeating this every meal, but like I'm not gonna actually eat one as soon as the sauce thickens. Obviously, it's going to be a little cold because, you know, we've been doing some prep for a little bit here. So 150 grams of vegetables per serving. More white rice. We're at like 4-7. We only got 2 meal prep left to do. 79 grams of rice. Interesting. What is interesting? The app, or the meal prep, or the joke, the really bad joke I tried to do? Uh-oh. So I had 80 grams. I forgot to reset the scale. So 80 plus 130 is 210. Let's go to 210 with the chicken in. See, tearing food becomes super easy. It's basically like if I could buy a counter that has a scale integrated into it, that'd be so great, right? You just press the button and your whole counter can measure stuff that's on the counter. It'd be so awesome. I think I'm gonna invent that. It's probably already invented. All right, so we're 210. We just need to add the vegetables to this one. It's gonna be 150 grams of vegetables with pineapple. Awesome. I love this meal. I could eat that every day. So 150 grams. Are we gonna run out? We only have one more left to do, right? 4, 7. This is meal number 8. We only have one more to do. Let's reset the counter. And look at that. I had the exact amount of containers to do 9 meals. And I didn't even count them. 80 grams of rice. Reset. 130 grams of chicken. And this is going to be, wow, we are pretty close to, like, we used all of the chicken. There we go. 130 grams on the dot. Used all the chicken. And vegetables, 150 grams with pineapple. So we will have some vegetable leftovers, which I will force down the throat of my children. I'm just kidding. They will not eat this because there's mushrooms in it, and they hate mushrooms. Until their taste buds matures, and start liking it, I'll be the one eating the leftovers. So we got a little bit of rice here. I'll just put in a separate meal prep container, put it in the fridge, store it. So we get the free up counter space. Done. We also have some nice barbecue pulled chicken cooking here, but unfortunately it's going to be only ready in around 2-3 hours. So got another prep here. We're going to use another meal prep container to store the extra vegetables we have. The estimated 1 rep max. Oh, there we go. We've got somebody, Big Mac, that's like in love with this 1 rep max command. Hey, Vegas. I can't see the name here. Thanks for the follow. My setup here in the kitchen for the live stream, I can't read properly. I am really sorry. If you just drop a message in chat. Thanks so much for the follow. Here, I can probably read the name off the TV right here. The Casey Michael. The Casey Michael, thanks for the follow. It's very appreciated. We're finishing up right now our 9 meals of spicy pineapple chicken General Tao. And we're just, putting the leftover vegetables in a separate container. We already made 9 meals. And we're going to check in a sec how many calories there is per meal. It's a nice vegetable mix. The vegetable mix uses broccoli, bell peppers, water chestnuts, bean sprouts, pineapple, and mushrooms. There we go. So if you don't like mushrooms, don't put mushrooms, but you'll be adding more of other types of the vegetables, like more broccoli if you prefer broccoli. Vegetables are vegetables, man. All right, we're done. Ba-dang, bang, bang. We can store these away, and the sauce is getting thicker, but we'll be adding a little bit of cornstarch. I want it a little bit more thick and give it another 2-3 minutes to thicken up. I probably should have, I'm not really a professional cook here. I should have put the cornstarch in cold water before to dissolve it before putting it in there, but we live, we learn, right? I'm not a professional chef, as you can see, but if I can do this, everybody else can. It's a proof of concept. We're just going to whisk down the little pieces here. Leave it to thicken a little bit more for an extra 2-3 minutes. Let's say 3 minutes. All right, and we got all of our meal preps ready here. With a straight piece of chicken. I'm just going to eat it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. We're going to be adding sauce to it. I'm going to be eating one right away because I'm hungry. This will be put in the fridge. And we're going to be needing space in that fridge. So I got 2 pork chops that have been cooked. This will go in the back. We'll cover it for a little bit, try and thicken it faster. I'm gonna store some of the stuff we used to cook. We're gonna check on our barbecue pulled chicken with a fork. Oh yeah, this is cooking great. Smells very good. Still like, we'll put it on high now because I'm gonna have to leave soon. But this usually is gonna be cooking for 6 hours. Now we're gonna be cleaning this while the sauce thickens a little bit more. We did spill a little bit of stuff on the counter. We're almost done. There we go. So Big Man, hey, how's the night? It's going pretty good, Big Mac. Thanks so much. I kinda missed that message. I only saw you use the 1 rep max command. 150 times 3. 165. What lift are you checking? Was that like bench press? All right. Look at all these nice meal prep. So our timer is up. The sauce should be a little thicker. It may not be as thick as we want it to be, but it is still good. What we're going to use now is we're going to drop this in a pitcher, so it's going to be easier to just pour over our meals. And hopefully I'm not going to be making too much of a mess doing so. Yeah, I think I'm going to be doing a mess. We probably should be doing this over the sink. How about that? I'll be back with the pitcher. All right, so we have a pitcher full of General Tso sauce. I'm gonna put about 80 to, I kind of forgot to measure the pitcher weight before, so I don't think the pitcher would be weighing more than 40 grams. Yeah, we should have enough to pour in at least 100 milliliters in each of the recipe. So let's pour 90. This is not going as I wanted it to go. You got 75, 82. I'm actually gonna use a spoon to start this because the pitcher is too full, so it's not pouring properly, right? We're at 80 grams of sauce. There we go. General Tso sauce done. A 100 milliliters of this in here. And I think we can turn off the stove here. There's nothing cooking on there. 100. And take this off. A 100. $90. Oh, the sauce smells wonderful. It smells spicy. Got 4. This is pretty much the last step, the meal prep. Just getting the sauce in. We're gonna have a little bit of it left over with the sauce. Again, we'll just put it in the fridge and for later use. 90, 100. Grams. There we go. $60, and the pitcher should be good to pour now. Yes, way better now. 90, 95. You know, you really want 100 milligrams of hot sauce or General Tso sauce in there. Reset the counter. I just pour it over all the things. You know, it's all going to be mixed up anyways. When you reheat it. 79, 80, 99. There we go. So we got a little bit of sauce left over. We're gonna put into a sealable container. For later use. And there we go. We've got nice meal prep done. We're gonna put this in the washer. You guys can see my kitchen sink right now, and that's all good because it's very piled up in there. I'm gonna be doing the dishes soon. And we're gonna leave this open so that, yeah, it doesn't, you know. So we've got these nice 9 meals. Eight, of which I will be eating 1 right away because I haven't had dinner. And this all looks fantastic. So 8 meals. I'm gonna take 8 lids. There you go. we can actually stack them. So can probably leave that in the fridge for 4 or 5 days, you know, that should still be good, reheated. But since I'm not gonna be eating everything in 4 to 5 days, I freeze some of them. So I'll probably put like 2 or 3 in the fridge and freeze the rest. It takes a little bit longer to reheat in a microwave when it's frozen, but it's still very good. 6 prep. We're missing 1 lid. There you go. Boom. And here we are. We are pretty much done our meal prep. We've got 8 meals done. I'll put 3 in the fridge, 5 in the freezer. Well, actually, I'm just gonna let them cool a little bit before doing that while I eat this one. I'm just gonna reheat it a little bit because obviously this is meal prep. Just a minute and a half should be good. As we are cleaning the kitchen, we'll store the rice cooker. The cheesecake will be ready to cut. I usually cut it in pieces and then put it in the fridge. We did make a mess with the sauce here. It's going to be taking a little bit of hard work to scrub. We'll use the actual scrubber. Easier. There we go. And finishing off with the actual towel. Here we go. Everything clean, back in order. Again, nothing happened here. There was no abuse of food. I'm gonna eat my meal, which I just prepped. There we go. Nice and warm. Gonna use a fresh fork. That along with sparkling ice. 0 calorie pop. So I'm just gonna mix everything up. And we'll look at the macros together. So 1 or 2 things happen here is that we did not allow long enough for the sauce to thicken up. So it's a little bit more watery than we would have liked or from my past meal preps, but it's still very good. I mean, it doesn't really change the taste of it. There you go. So nice chicken General Tao, spicy with pineapple, and we'll test it out right now, see how this tastes. Get some chicken and some water chestnut in here. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, I love the taste of pineapple. It really comes out. Still a little hot, but this is awesome. So we added a little bit more sauce than my actual recipe in my app here. But if we just look at the macros for the original recipe, we can probably anticipate that this is going to be probably 20 to 30 calories extra, just because we added a little bit more sauce. And in here they say to put 130 grams of baked chicken, 50 grams of steamed broccoli. Yeah, they just elaborate a little bit more on which vegetables to put in, but in essence it still be. And see, they only put like 60 grams of General Tso sauce. And if we look at the actual recipe for the General Tso sauce, it is, and this is per 100 grams, I think. This is 7 servings of 60 grams. So if 60 grams is 40, then 120 would be 80. So we can safely assume that it's going to be at least 30 calories extra with the amount of sauce that we added. So we added 100. We put in 100 grams or 100 milliliters of sauce instead of 60. So that's 30 calories extra from the original recipe. There might be a slight variance too by trading some of the weight with pineapples, which will probably have a little bit more carbs than the vegetables that we replaced it with. Like we probably traded a little bit of broccoli and mushrooms and other vegetables for pineapple, which probably has a little bit more calories than the vegetable. Oh yeah. But assume that this is about 380 calories for a serving this size. And the macros will be pretty much close to this. A little bit more carbs, but 37 grams of protein. Probably 52 grams of carbs, but the fat will remain the same. And this is freaking tasty as hell. Spicy and pineapple. We made 8, and this fits in pretty well even in people that are cutting. Let's say right now I'm bulking, right? So I have like 2,800 calories per day allowance. That's with a slight bulk of about 200 calories per day. My maintenance is around 2,600. But when I do cut, like let's say 20%, that's a pretty drastic cut. But if I cut 20%, it's close to 2,100 calories, 2,200, probably 2,150. But this meal still fits very well, even in a low-calorie diet. Gets the protein in, gets the vegetables in, gets the nutrients in. And that tells me what to make. This app that you see on the screen here, this is my coaching app. And I put in all the recipes that the one that I just cooked tonight is the spicy General Tso chicken with white rice and veggies. So the recipe will tell you how to make this meal prep. This one creates 7 servings, but the calories remains the same or close to. This one is a slight variations from this recipe, which trades in a bit of vegetables for pineapple. So I love the taste of pineapple with chicken and spicy General Tso sauce. So this one's a variation, but it doesn't change the macros all that much. And as I explained, I added a little bit more sauce to the recipe, probably 40 milliliters extra. So that's about 30 calories extra than what is displayed in here. But you can totally follow this recipe and just make slight variations to it. The macros are here, the directions are there. And yeah, like I said, this is my coaching app. You can actually look it up. I can't type. Like, I'm literally typing on my counter. Hopefully this works. I'll just test the link here. Yeah, so it's the right link. That's my app. If you want some training programs there, you can subscribe to it. If you want me to coach you personally, we can hook up through email and I can add you on a client. You'll still have access to all my apps, all my stuff in the app. But I can also create meal plans for you if you want to go on a weight loss journey. And the meal plans will probably be on a separate PDF or whatever, but you can still, it's still going to be using some of the recipes that are in this app. And then for calculating the calories, well, I use my MyFitnessPal, right? And I weigh all the stuff, and then I give an assessment of what the actual calories are for that recipe when you create it. And then they're pretty good because I went on a 100-pound transformation 2 years ago, and I was getting pretty good at calorie counting for myself and for my clients. So I got my girlfriend, who was pretty much my first client, right? And she lost 80 pounds as well. She did go through a transformation as well, and same process, weighing all and tarring all the food, creating recipes like that are low calories, basically using substitutes. Like in this recipe here, General sauce, the General Tso sauce is usually sweet, and they add honey or they add refined sugar to the sauce, which adds a lot of calories, including the starch that goes in there because you want to thicken the sauce. So there's always a lot of calories from the starch. Adding sugar for sweet, you can trade the sugar for sweetener, so that's how you reduce the calories. And I shouldn't be talking with my mouth full here, but I'm super hungry. And my wife, or my girlfriend, is on her way home, and she texted me that 20 minutes ago. And so I will, no starch, just make General Tso soup, easy, no starch. Yeah, that soup would be good. That'd be close to a faux soup, which is going to be one of my next recipes. Faux soup, lots of chicken in it. All right, I'm going to store these in the fridge, put the rest in the freezer. Got plenty of room in the freezer. Cut the cheesecake. Put it in the fridge. What app do I use? Yeah, it's right there. Thanks. Thanks, Synapse. All right, I'm gonna cut this cheesecake down into pieces. So you can, it's pretty easy to slice up this in you know, same size servings if you look actually straight. So I just make 8 servings. There we go. And this thing will be pretty creamy. Just unglue the sides here. So for the macros of the cheesecake, I'll just put it on display. There we go. Depending on the protein you use, it might be a little bit more calories than this, but because some protein powders add sugars in it or fat. Now we're going to take this out and put it in a storage container too. I figure we could put, it'll take 2 meal prep containers. The first one is always hard to get out. Let's see if we could use a fork, because it's still pretty warm. All right, look at that. We'll fit only 2 pieces in there. How about we put quarter pieces to fit it better? It's not straight. I will need 3 storage containers for these. That's 1 serving. Yeah. This here is 1 serving, and it's about, let me weigh it down. 1 serving of 125 grams. Of course, you know, depending on how good you are at evening out the slices. We're going to be running out of containers, because I'm going to bring 1 to my girlfriend's. She's going to appreciate the gesture for sure. But yeah, this is 1 serving. It's bigger than a protein bar. And you know what? I'm going to have a quarter piece right now, even if it's warm. It's still freaking good. This is amazing. It's warm, but it's still very good. We'll put that to cool down. You can let it cool down directly in the fridge and slice it easier. It's easier to slice afterwards, but I'm kind of a little pressed for time right now, and so I decided to put them in containers right away and store them in the fridge. I'm going to be bringing this one to my girlfriend's. And put this in the fridge. There we go. We got room. I'm going to finish up my dinner and my dessert. And then head over to my girlfriend. This should be cool enough to put in there. And we're done the meal prep for tonight. Now, cheesecake and General Tso got a weird taste. So eat the dessert after. Trying to rush eating here is not really a good idea. But I'm gonna finish this up and pack up and go to my girlfriend's. She's waiting for me. And with this, I bid everyone good night. Thanks so much for watching. It was a long stream, but we did a lot of meal prepping, 3 hours streaming. We created 9 meal prep, a cheesecake of 8 servings, and still the barbecue pulled chicken, which is not ready yet. It's gonna finish up, but it's 6 hours to cook on low in the slow cooker. So when it's ready, you just pull it away, put it in the container, put it in the fridge, and you can use that on like a bun or something. But it's got high protein. The recipe's not in there yet. I'm gonna be adding it in the app real soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be ending the stream now. So thanks so much for tuning in for this prototype testing, meal prepping, live streaming thing. It's the first time I do it. Let me know if you liked it or not, and then we can probably schedule this on Sundays, where I usually do my meal prep, so it's always on Sundays. But yeah, thanks so much for joining. Thanks for the follows. VLR just followed. I'm gonna have to increase my size of chat here. VTRHG, thanks so much for the follow. I'm going to be ending the stream right now, but you guys have a great night. Hope you guys I was helpful with how to do meal prep. This particular recipe, chicken General Tso with pineapple, spicy. The cheesecake, we just came out, and I'm going to have a small piece right now. And the barbecue pulled chicken. Anyways, have a great night, everyone. And don't forget, tune in for the workouts. It's going to be Monday, 4:30. And I first didn't quit. Have a great night.
Forget about the past, we destroyed it anyway. I got a lighter in my pocket, but got nothing to say. I'm far away and I'm missing you, but I know that I will see you again. As I remember yesterday, thinking about who I used to be. I can feel a change is coming, but feelings are my we will make it through. Forget about the past.